Hello everyone, Mike here with you guys finally once again, and this is my review of the E3 press conferences. I'm going to do them in order and talk about what I thought of them. I'm not going to get into all the details, just my general thoughts about each one. And I might give a little bit of details if I feel like it, but I might not. We'll see. But I didn't do a pre-E3 predictions because I didn't really want to. So there you go. I didn't really feel like making predictions. Anyway, let's get started with the press conferences. First off is EA, and EA was as predictable as I thought it would be. It showed what I expected, nothing more, nothing less, and it was pretty by the numbers, and in my opinion, quite boring. Yes, Anthem still interests me, and I'm a bit more hopeful than I was, but I'm still not quite as hopeful as I used to be because True Corruption's not going to be involved now. But overall, the E3 conferences, the EA conference was dull as just water. So thumbs down for EA. Next up, we have Microsoft, Xbox, and they did a pretty good job considering their backs against the wall and what they had to deal with, with the lack of exclusives. They did address that. I don't think the Xbox One is going to be salvaged this generation, but I am hopeful about the next generation of Xbox. My fingers crossed, my hopes aren't too high, but there is potential for the next generation Xbox to have some amazing exclusives. But we'll see. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to see how things go. But the conference itself, the reveals that they showed, especially the third parties, were pretty awesome and pretty surprising. There was an anime game with Naruto, Monkey D. Luffy, and Goku fighting together, and it looked awesome. So that was a nice surprise. Devil May Cry 5 is coming out. And they ended with Cyberpunk's 2077, which is pretty awesome as well. I think that's going to be a next-gen title, though. I don't think it's going to come out this generation. But overall, despite the fact that Microsoft is in a bad spot right now, their E3 conference was pretty good. Definitely is an interesting and solid one. Game after game after game, it just kept bringing it. So, yeah, thumbs up for the Microsoft Xbox conference. Next up is Bethesda. Now, Bethesda started off on the wrong foot because they, and a few other people did this as well. Bethesda decided to start with a musical number, and I wish that E3 conferences would not do that. And then it went to like a card game, which I didn't care about. But as Bethesda went on, it did get better. And by the time Todd Howard came out, it was pretty awesome. Fallout 76, really good details on that. They are working on a new Elder Scrolls game. Starfield is real. So, despite fumbling in the beginning, I am going to give a thumbs up to Bethesda. Now, we are on Square Enix. Square Enix had a couple of interesting demonstrations. They showed off gameplay for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and I also liked the Just Cause 4 details. I'm not a Just Cause fan, but the kid is, Alex is, so I figured he would be into that. I don't know if he watched E3, but other than that, though, it was pretty boring. Even the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was the same trailer that they showed at Microsoft. They didn't even try to do a different trailer for Square Enix's own briefing. So, Square Enix was pretty boring. Thumbs down for Square Enix. It's impressive. Next up is Ubisoft. By the way, I'm not going to talk about Devolver Digital because that's just a parody, a spoof thing. So, that's why I didn't mention them, just in case you're wondering. Next up is Ubisoft, and they started off with Just Dance. Boo. Boring. Another musical number, starting off with another musical number. Stop it. I want games. Just Dance is for casual people. It is not for gamers. It does not belong at E3. I did enjoy Beyond Good and Evil 2, what they showed there. However, I am concerned about the whole we get to contribute to the design of the world and stuff, because that just sounds a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Crowdfunding type thing, which kind of just concerns me a little bit. But overall, that part was okay. Still looking forward to Beyond Good and Evil 2. However, the conference itself was pretty boring. The games they showed didn't interest me very much. Rainbow Six Siege, Division 2, new Assassin's Creed. They closed with another Assassin's Creed. It is different from other Assassin's Creeds, but it's still an Assassin's Creed, so no. So yeah, Ubisoft was pretty boring. Thumbs down for Ubisoft. Next up is the PC conference. The PC conference would have gotten a thumbs up if they actually stopped at an hour and an a half. But nope, they said it was going to be 90 minutes, but it was almost 2 hours. And they dragged it on. It's unfortunate because there were a couple of cool reveals there, like the game where you play as a shark and eat people. That looks awesome. There were some other cool things that they showed as well. And had they just had a shorter conference, PC would have gotten a thumbs up. But because I decided to drag it a little too long, I am going to give it a marginal thumbs down. Just shorten your conference, PC, and you will get a thumbs up from me if you keep it up. But for now, shorten the thing. So, marginal thumbs down for the PC. Now we get to Sony. Now, Sony was on the wrong foot with this crazy idea they had. Their crazy idea was they were going to put you in a set that looks like a church from the new game, The Last of Us Part 2. They put the crowd in the theater for that, showed The Last of Us Part 2, and then had us wait for an intermission so the crowd can go into the main theater, and then the rest of the conference would go on like normal. Not only that, but they also had not one, but 2 musical numbers. That was a waste of time. No. You were on your way to getting a thumbs down. However, the good news was your game, the games that you showed, saved your conference because they were so great that it brought a thumbs down to a thumbs up. Had your game reveals been like everyone else, you would have gotten a thumbs down because of the fumbles you made. But you did show amazing, incredible gameplay footage that just made my jaw drop. Ghost of Tsushima made my jaw drop. Last of Us Part 2 made my jaw drop. I would have opened with Spider-Man and closed with Last of Us Part 2, and I would have kept it in the same building, and I would not have had musical numbers. If you'd done that, you would have had the perfect conference. The perfect one. But you had to get arrogant, full of yourselves, and bloated your conference. And that gave you, like I say, an A+. You went down to a B+. Still a thumbs up, but because of your games. Sony's games are better than everything that's coming out. It's stunning. Sony needs to be the standard, not the exception. So I don't know what they're doing at Sony, but they are literally creating gold and the fact that they could still make my jaw drop to this day. Like, I'm not happy with a lot of the trends I'm seeing in gaming right now, but Sony keeps me wanting to keep gaming. They're first parties. So, thumbs up for Sony because of your games. However, you're lucky your games are so great because the fumbles you made at the beginning were not good. Still, an overall thumbs up for your games. And the reason why I judge it by the games is because that's what you judge an E3 conference for, games. Finally, we get to Nintendo. And although Nintendo, I didn't really feel had a lot this year, I did enjoy watching all the time they spent on Smash Brothers. It looks like it's going to be a fun game. Would have liked some more cool third parties reveals. Fortnite's on there, so that's going to do well. Not my thing, but it's going to really do well for the Switch. But still, it's not the ideal Nintendo conference, but it was one that I enjoyed because I like Smash Brothers. So I'm going to give it a marginal thumbs up. I wasn't sure whether to go thumbs up or thumbs down, but I'm going to give it a marginal thumbs up. Now here, I'm going to get to the winner and the loser, okay? I haven't even just thought who the loser is going to be, but I think I'm going to give it to... Because, honestly, a lot of these losers, a lot of the people that keep thumbs down to are tied. Either EA, it's easy to give it to EA, but I can give it to Square Enix, I can give it to Ubisoft, I can give it to a lot. I am not sure who the loser is, but I can definitely tell you who the winner is. And the winner is going to be, and I sound like a fanboy because I keep saying this, I said this for several years now, Sony. Despite their mishap, they definitely brought it when it came to the games. That's where it mattered most, and the gameplay reveals were better than everybody else's. This needs to be the standard, people, when it comes to the games. Not when it comes to how Sony got egotistical with their conference and had all that stage stuff and, you know, musical numbers and having to change rooms. None of that. No. The games that they showed, the gameplay that they showed, phenomenal. And that was enough to give them the win. I still don't know who the loser is. I don't know if... I guess I'm going to have to tie the losers. Square Enix, EA, and Ubisoft. I don't want to call you all the losers. I don't have time to keep to guess. So I'm just going to declare all three of you losers. And Microsoft did a good job. Bethesda did a good job despite their fumbling at the beginning. And Nintendo, I'm going to switch my thumb up. PC, you almost had me, but you did eventually get my thumb down by going on a little too long. But you're not. I'm not going to consider you in the loser camp because you did do more than the actual losers for E3 this year, in my opinion. So there you go. 3 losers in a row because I can't pick one. The losers are EA, Square Enix, and Ubisoft. The winner is Sony. But don't let that get to your head, because if it wasn't for your games, you would have gotten a big loss. So anyways, there you go. That's my review of E3 2018. See you later. Bye.